Hello my friends, it's Lisa here from Arcaneandstellar. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you're here today, and I really hope that this reading is going to provide insight into your future. We're going to be looking 6 months ahead from now. This is timeless, so whenever you come across this video, this message can be relevant for 6 months from that time. So, what can you expect in terms of abundance coming in? So what abundance will you be seeing in 6 months from now? What's going to be kind of growing and shifting, in a more blessed state, So that's what we're looking for. And I think these type of readings are so important for us because as, humans, we need those subconscious subliminal messages that kind of come in and help us align with the things that are just waiting for us. And when we hear words of encouragement, of affirmation too, of our goals, these are so important and part of our spiritual journey in terms of getting in touch with the things that we want to manifest. So of course I encourage you to use your intuition when you're picking, going with what your gut tells you. If you want to see a close-up, I did provide a close-up of the butterflies at the beginning right after the intro. So if you didn't see that by chance, because I know sometimes we might skip past it, you can see that up close. So just go back to the beginning. Anyway, maybe I'll do a timestamp for that if I remember. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we've got. And like I said, pick with the intuition. It's a very important part of the process of pick a cards, especially when you're on YouTube and stuff like that. If you find it resonating, if you find it somehow speaking to you, that's a clue that you've been tuning into your intuition. You've been able to correctly pick your group and your message. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you have any suggestions, let me know. The fact that I'm kind of zoomed in a bit more is the suggestion of a commenter who wanted to see things closer. And so, like I said, I always listen to feedback, as long as it's constructive and polite and, I can see that you're really wanting to help. I can see your intentions, leaving comments that, it's bullshit doesn't really help. You know what I mean? Like if you have something, I really do appreciate feedback though, and I often will implement it if it's too dark or if it's, the sound's not high enough and so on and so forth. Like, yeah, I like to listen to you guys. So, and if you have any comments for future videos, let me know. And I have actually a post going on my community tab. By the time I post this, I'm not sure how long it should still be there. I know it'll be there, but just an update on there if you have any suggestions too. If you have multiple titles that you'd like to see or anything like that, I write it all down and I try to get to them, especially if I think it'll be something that I feel spiritually led to do, and I have that kind of confirmation on my side, as well as knowing what collective needs as well. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be doing the shuffling process much like White Feather Tarot does. So if you want to stick around for that part, of course you're welcome to. Thank you, White Feather Tarot, for... I know she probably wasn't the first person to show shuffling, obviously, but I think she's made it such a beautiful process. And yeah, I wanted to offer that too. And so I appreciate her for giving me that inspiration. So share the love. We have those 4 groups. Let's go and get started. Hello, so you're going to be part of the shuffling process. So I have some Witch's Runes by Ethany, and someone got me this bag off my wish list a long time ago, and I love it for my runes. It's so silky and nice, and I keep a selenite in here to keep them kind of cleansed. So let's see, group number 1, Spirit Angels, Ancestors, guide me in this reading for those that are choosing these 4 butterflies. Let's go ahead and some guidance. Understanding 6 months ahead. Okay. So I've got my... I go like this one for you, group number 1. For group number 2. This one for group number 3. We've got 4 runes. Okay, so what abundance is coming in 6 months from now for group number 1? Let's talk about the abundance. Oops. Not the most talk person when I shuffle. I'm always like kind of more gonna be, what's it called? Kind of quiet. Kind of quiet. Let's see. What abundance is coming in 6 months from now for group number 1? What time do you need to watch this? Group number 2. There we go. I think this Modern Wiccan spellbook is like one of my favorites. I just really think it's a cute deck. I like the messages it has. Group number 1, the abundance in the next 6 months, the good stuff coming. That's the one. I feel like it's that one. What about next, group number 2? Oopsie. There we go. Ta-da. The abundance. For that group. Okay, see, you can see sometimes I switch it up. Sometimes I let them fly, sometimes I grab them. It really just depends on what I'm feeling like. Okie dokie, let's see. Anything, what other decks do I want to use today? Hoping to get like specifics. I might leave it here and do the rest of it live shuffling in the group. So yeah, like I said, if you want to go ahead and kind of choose from here in this process, you're more than welcome. I don't know if you can see it very well. Let me check. Sorry, I had forgot to look up at my camera to make sure that everything is in frame. Yeah, there we go. Kind of, there we go. There we go. You can see it. So feel free to choose from this section as well. Okay, let's get started. Hello, my friends. If you've chosen group number 1 with this beautiful butterfly, this is your reading. So let's go ahead and find out what is ahead in 6 months from now. So first of all, let's start out by looking at the ruin. You've got the cauldron. So I feel like a lot of you could be increasing your magical abilities, maybe your manifesting abilities. Some of you might even be conjuring up some new recipes, learning some new things here as well. The cauldron actually in Athene's ruins. So these are the witches' ruins, Athene's. If you've seen her channel, she's a wonderful tarot creator and teacher. She likens the cauldron rune to transformation, rebirth, and alchemy. So preparing for change, revamping, life-altering changes as well are about to happen. So in 6 months from now, I think you can expect a lot of changes, like life-altering. So essentially, maybe we might see movement. I do know that for this pile, Cancer came out during the shuffling process, because that, you know, if you're watching the shuffling process, you saw that. We have Cancer, and that can talk about our inner world, our family dynamics. There may be strong changes within the home life, actually, or structurally, in terms of where you live, what you're doing, how you think. These are the types, and these are abundant, because we're asking about what kind of abundance. So we know that these are good changes in your inner world, okay? We also have the 7 of Cups in the Wheel of Fortune. Well, we know that the Wheel of Fortune talks about luck, good timing, things coming back to you that you've previously, given your time to. We can also see a reversal of things. So if things in your home life in any way, shape, or form in your inner world seem to be rocky right now, we can see a lot more opportunities and a total turn of events. Now, of course, like I said, Cancer can represent quite a lot of things, and it could be for some of you that Cancer is going to represent where Cancer sits in your natal chart. So like if you're a Leo rising as an example, that would put Cancer in the 12th house as an example. If you're a Libra rising, that would put Cancer in your 10th house. So it may be also in relation to your own chart, so think about that too, possibly. Let me know, where is Cancer in your chart? But yeah, we also have the Stardust wish as well. Oh, and I said wish, how funny. So maybe that means something. Hold up. And look, we have 2 10s. Oh my goodness. And that's funny. We have 2 10s. And 10 to me, like especially in astrological terms, we can talk about the revamping of our goals, our structures. We might start to see that. The Stardust Witch makes dreams come true as she scatters stardust in the eyes of young girls, inspiring ideas of romance and more serious academic and career ambitions. But in the real world, stardust can vanish in the night. Beckoning stars need your perseverance and a nourishing orbit if you are to shine eternally. And I will share the spell here if you'd like to do it. I'll bring it up to the screen. You can screenshot if you'd like. It's a simple candle spell, it looks like. Yeah, rose oil and a white candle. Beautiful. Write your wish on a white paper, then write your name over the top. This might be something that will be really useful for you to do right now. Again, let me just kind of bring it up there, make sure that my finger is not in the way. Yep, there you go. So you could definitely try that to help manifest the changes that you do want to see over the next 6 months. So it talks about scattering stardust. And I think for a lot of you, there may be a lot of opportunities. And I feel like honestly, you're going to have an abundance of opportunities and choices, is what I feel. And sometimes the 7 of Cups can talk about, if you are at a place right now where you can't narrow down your ideas, I think that will be one of the things that you'll be doing. But I feel like for most of you, things are going to feel like there's movement, and that's going to be the sense of abundance, in fact, that you can have a little bit of everything as well. So let's see, what kind of abundance is coming in 6 months from now? We have occupation. So again, we might see some changes in our occupation. Despair and marriage. I feel like a lot of you might be signing new contracts or making new commitments. This is so interesting because marriage implies commitment. 7 of Cups, lots of choices. Some of you might be making a choice over these next 6 months that in 6 months from now, you're going to see a committed behavior towards. It's really weird though. I do feel that message coming in because Stardust Witch, you remember it said that we want to make sure that we're nourishing something, that we are like kind of committing to something in order to make the dream come true. And with the 7 of Cups and the marriage card, I think this is also compounding that idea that you keep working on. I feel like for a good portion of you here watching, there's going to be this idea that you have or something that you're working on currently. And it's sort of like Spirit saying, hey, keep doing that thing. Keep nourishing it because you're going to see results in the future. So yeah, that's definitely something here. There could also be, like I said, dynamics changing in your occupation. New commitments, new opportunities, new contracts. Okay? I do feel occupation is going to be a big factor for many of you in terms of the abundance coming your way. And again, that cauldron speaking toward very like life-altering things. Again, this feels like something big. This doesn't feel like something small. This feels like a major change. So for some of you, this might be a new job. For some of you, this might be a step up in currently what you are experiencing in your life as well. Let's go ahead and take a Making Magic card. Some of you might really actually begin doing more spell work. We have Love Charm, attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. Again, obviously with the marriage card, Love Charm, for some of you that's going to be, it's sort of like Cancer represents, like it's like ruled by the moon. And so it's like our deep comfort, our deep the things that bring us happiness, kind of what you're yearning for in your heart and soul. That's what is going to be changing. So for some of you, I think it's going to be career. Maybe it's both for some of you, because of the Seven of Cups talking about like you're going to have it all. So if you feel like your career is floundering, love is floundering, I think in 6 months from now, there's going to be a shift there. Some of you might even feel like the only loyal thing you have in your life is your pet. Okay, dragonfly, you bring light to the world. Beautiful. So again, that also could show that you yourself will be on top and somehow seen. So if you're doing something, manifesting money and income, Trinket 5, there we go. So finances, love increasing. This is overall just good. Like I think a lot of you, you're just going to see a lot of improvements in your life. Even if you're already in a relationship, it could be that, you know, there's more romance going on. Again, this might be, you know, a marriage that's going well, or, you know, a relationship that is, you know, stimulated and growing. But I feel like for a good portion of you probably watching, there are, you know, significant changes in that arena in terms of like a positive direction. So if you felt like you floundered or you're just not sure what's going on, I think that you'll see a much better situation in the future. Okay, let's see. What do I want to grab? I think let's get some charms. So I'm gonna, unfortunately, I'll remember hopefully to turn the sound down this time, because on one of my previous videos I didn't. Okay, 6 months from now for group number. Okay, here we go. We have a bone here, kind of making me think, you remember I saw the dog earlier and I was kind of like, I wonder if some of you might actually be inviting a pet into your life, a new pet or a new companion animal. I have to say, for some of you, that might be one of the big things that's going to bring you a lot of joy in the future. Okay, just saying. We also have a musical note. Maybe some of you have musical talent or projects coming up ahead. I think that will only probably be for some of you, but you know, harmony, essentially. Notes create harmony, so maybe some of you, one person at least is named Harmony. If you are, tell me. But no, it makes me think of things sounding and seeming more harmonious in life. We have Aries and Sagittarius, 2 fire energies coming through, so some of you might belong to these fire signs. But for others of you, we can see an increase in youthfulness, optimism, spiritual pursuits. We can see a driven, kind of brave energy, an explorer energy as well. We could see international travel for some of you, or you know, working somewhere far, far away, or creating more spiritually aligned things. We also have this beautiful little rainbow heart here as well. All-encompassing love, perhaps, for a lot of you. And I think a rainbow can represent that, you know, hope. It's a message of hope. And we have, she believed she could, so she did. And I love it, because you don't have to be a she, by the way, for this message to resonate with the Aries and the Sagittarius. And she believed she could, so she did. Again, I could see maybe some of you having brave aspects with Mars as an example, or Jupiter. Maybe for some of you, you're actually going to find that this actually manifests when you have a Mars-Jupiter transit. You know, I had a Jupiter square Mars, Mars square Jupiter. I remember once, and I took on a really big project at the time. It was a quilt project, and I couldn't sleep the night before, but I had pre-cut everything for that class, and so I was able to, you know, do the class quite easily and finish my project faster. So it can give us a lot of energy as well, these things. We have the skull and the crossbones. You know, I feel like a lot of you with this hanger and the skull and the crossbones, for some reason I'm seeing them together, hanging up dirty laundry, things that don't really serve you well. For some of you, I do feel like that's what you're going to be doing, putting certain things away that don't need to be around anymore, turning your back perhaps to certain things that don't align with you. And I think generally, look at the teardrop here that has the beautiful beach scene. I think of this scene, honestly, and I think of serenity, of calmness, of peace. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be in a very peaceful place. Some of you maybe in the 6 months from now, you'll be near the sea, literally. We also have the locket here with the keyhole, and it's a heart-shaped locket. So I want to say there are a lot of soul-based experiences opening up for you too in 6 months from now. And here is the clock, the little watch, and it is stuck on 110, maybe 111. Maybe that's a number that you guys will be seeing, but to me it represents the time will come, is kind of what I'm hearing. For things to kind of move forward as well. Really like that in terms of the charms. So let's go ahead and put these back. There we go. And what did I want to grab? Let's see. One more final message for group number 1 before we go on. Abundance in the next... sorry. That's so many cards. Yeah, we have this... we do have this boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goal. And we have cracked cup, dissatisfaction with life. I feel like a lot of you are going to be taking more action towards the things that you want in between now and 6 months. And of course, I think there's also that encouragement to keep doing it. Hard work ahead. Some of the things that you're trying to work for, it may require some hard work, some effort, you know. But I think the universe is really telling you, hey, if you step up those efforts, if you keep working hard, this is all going to come together. And I feel like for a lot of you, again, that dissatisfaction with life, the things that are kind of broken, I feel like you'll be mending them, putting them away. I feel like a lot of you aren't even trying to mend them anymore. You're just kind of letting it go, putting it away. I mean, of course, if it's mending in terms of like career and stuff like that, we can find those type of efforts. But there might be other things that are just like, you know what, this is old news. I don't need this crap anymore. You know, whether it's behavior, people, situations, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose this group. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Leaving a comment for all of us on YouTube is really helpful. So it helps our algorithm. It shows YouTube that you're interested. So I always appreciate comments. Liking, subscribing, of course, is really helpful too. You know what I mean? But I hope to see you again on my channel. And I hope that each and every one of you has a blessed and beautiful day. And I hope I'll see you in the next reading. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen group number 2 in this reading, you've chosen this beautiful green butterfly. So a very, very pretty one, huh? I like this one. So what abundance will be in your life 6 months from now? That one doesn't want to stand up. That's all right. So what have you got here with your witch's rune? Well, we've got the bee. So these are from Ethany's runes. I don't know if they're available anymore as I record this video. I think they could have been discontinued. I'm not sure. Or just not being made anymore. But beautiful bee energy. So community, hard work, and I think seeing results, essentially, as well. And this is often going to be through other people as well. We have the South Witch. The energy of the South really holds warmth and gentleness. We have, you know, warm breezes, warmth that comes from the South. So, of course, there can be a warmer, sunnier time. For maybe some of you, you're down under the equator where, you know, in 6 months from the time you watch this, it's going to be summer. Maybe for some of you, you're watching later, and there will be like sort of that warmth. But we also find that the South is related to fire elements and inspiration. and activity and energy and revitalization. So you could be feeling very vitalized, during that time frame. So the South Witch, sorry, I'm like the worst speaker lately. The South Witch predicts a happy phase when the sun will shine for you. An opportunity arises for you now to glow in a new light of happiness. You shall reap what you have sown, and the fruits of your labors should reveal future expectations. Time is your dignified tool, and willpower your victorious armor. Beautiful. So willpower is going to be a big component. Again, with the bee energy, absolutely. And think about bees, they pollinate. They help us get to abundance, essentially. Like my garden, I went out today and I saw butterflies and bees, literally. And I was, kind of enjoying the rewards of my garden, I start to see my watermelon getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and, all the things in my garden kind of increasing. So I feel like a lot of you will find increase as well. Now here is the spell for you, and I'm going to bring it up here. If you'd like to work on this now, if you're comfortable with spell work, it's a candle spell, and it's to help increase your work success. So you can pause it there, hopefully, and find, you could write it down or something like that. Or we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful, creative, inspired energy in 6 months from now. We also have Pisces, working on a dream. Pisces can be quite intangible. So a lot of you might be actually in a very research stage. Pisces too, and anytime I'll see like the person that has the first house ruler in the 12th, so like say you're a Leo rising and your sun is in the 12th house, or say you are a Gemini rising and your Mercury is in the 12th house. Anytime I see that, or 12th house planets in general in the we see somebody who focuses. And one problem sometimes that can happen is that it may be more solitary. And so you want to make sure with the bee, that like Pisces plus the bee, it feels like there's a good balance between solitude and community. So that's a really nice thing. So if you've been feeling extra alone, it might be that there's more community around you. If you are feeling, because I see communication here with the Page of Swords, but I also see a deep level of research. But yeah, people with the ruler of the 1st and the 12th, or the people who, it's kind of like what we can focus on. It's almost like a meditative kind of focus. And so that's why you'll see a lot of creative people, because they can literally channel, kind of into the thing that they're doing. It's like a strong focus, as an example, that can go towards something. And yeah, so I feel like for a lot of you there, you might be in this research mode on something in 6 months from now, actually, and discovery. And it feels like something you're quite excited about as well. But I also see the component of shining, right, with the South Witch as well. So let's see what else is going on here. What's the abundance happening 6 months from now for group number 2? Oh, that's interesting. We have imprisonment, which can literally be a Piscean thing. Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment. Change. I feel like some of you might feel isolated or unseen in some way. So Pisces, when we relate it to like the 12th house, essentially, energy, that's a very private house, a very kind of quiet house. It actually rules like prisons, hospitals, things that are behind the scenes, islands, faraway places. It's sort of like a detached house, essentially, from the world at large, from the public eye, essentially. And so like you'll often find people, unless of course there's like combinations like the 10th house ruling the 12th, or the 10th house ruling the 12th can literally be that somehow the career is behind the scenes, or that they're somehow behind the scenes a lot. But we can see, it feels like, because the Pisces energy can be kind of like, it also can be like addictions or things that kind of keep us chained as well. So some of you might be making changes in things that imprison you right now. You may feel a great inspiration to get out of certain situations you've kept yourself locked up into. I feel like a lot of you, somehow where things have been unclear, there's been a fog, there's been uncertainty, there's clarity, there's a research going on, there's understanding, and you're on your way to fortune. But you've literally got the tools at the time in 6 months from now to make a lot of changes happen as well. It's something I'm really feeling. So if you've been stuck in something, you might be really kind of getting that information that you need to move forward in some way. And there might be a lot of spiritual changes as well, and inner changes. I do feel like some of you might be breaking in 6 months from now. You've already broken or are about to break some sort of addiction or something that's kept you kind of stuck, whether it's like smoking or drinking or something like maybe it's an attitude or a behavior that's self-sabotaging. Remember, Pisces and the energy of the 12th house can be kind of related to undoing. So it's kind of like doing things that kind of hold us back in some way. So, which can be relevant across many spectrums. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, I hate when astrologers always say, oh, alcohol, you know what I mean? Or drugs. No, it can be also other things. That it could be, a lack of inspiration or something like that. Or it could be our mindset in some way that kind of, just kind of putting our interest in the wrong habits. You know what I mean? It could be our thought process that just kind of gets on something that doesn't really serve us. But I feel such fresh thought coming through and optimism. We have spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. So we could have like a lot of spiritual guidance coming through as well. We have perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. And Felix Felicitas, power symbol to create lucky serendipitous events. Beautiful. We have that great fortune here. And then of course this like lucky events coming up as well. The motivation to keep going despite the odds. I feel like a lot of you are feeling so stuck in some way, and it's like you're really just keep going. You keep going, you've got your bags packed, you're ready to go, you're still pursuing and again, like I said, some of you may find this reading at a time where you're kind of lost, you're kind of uncertain. I think there will be peace in your heart in 6 months from now. I think one of the abundance factors that you're going to be having is that you feel dreamy and intensely focused on something. You're creating good change in your life as well. Because remember, a dreamer, a daydreamer, like Pisces energy, is always a good thing. Because from daydreams, that's where a lot of times we get our inspiration. And without daydreaming, how can you be creative and manage something? You have to believe in some way, right? So I love it. Group number 2, the abundance. We have an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. The abundance. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So for some of you with the rooster, this could be getting away from certain energies that are repressive, that leave subconscious footprints on you as well. And, getting past such things. We have caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. Change is coming and happiness. So I want to say that there's a lot of things in development in 6 months from now, I do feel. But there's a lot of things that have definitely grown already. And there's a state of happiness that you're really, inhibiting. You're in that state of happiness. Let's see here. We've got the mule as well as the rooster. Yeah, look at this. I feel like so much clarity in 6 months from now. It's like we have the disappointment in some affair. We have someone's extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. We have the rooster. I think some of you are growing past certain situations, maybe people here, because we have someone, kind of mentioned twice, a difficult person. So again, this might be moving past that difficult person, moving past that disappointment, and, maybe finding people that align with you in the bee. The bee works as a community. Maybe you'll be changing your community, the people that you hang around, that sort of thing. And whatever that is, some of this stuff could be imprisoning you and you're done with it. You're just like, I'm ready to move past this. I think for some of you, there's some sort of relationship burdens that are being alleviated. That there's some sort of relievement there in whether it's like friendships or acquaintances or things of that nature. And again, I feel like that there is, with that muddled, unclear thinking and all of kind of what I'm seeing here, I'm definitely seeing that there's inspiration, but also clarity of thought. It's like do you ever have those moods where it's like you don't even know where to start? and you're like, okay, I have this issue, but where do I even start? I feel like you guys will know where to start, and that's what you'll be working on. Okay, and yeah, let's see. Let's get some charms for you. Oh. Okay, okay, okay. I'm stopping. Okay, let me put this off to the side. Let's get started here, looking at the charms. So we have got Gemini, Gemini, and Gemini. 3 Gemini charms. What the heck? We have Scorpio as well. And we've got Aries and Aquarius. I see it. There we go. Bam. So we have a lot of astrology signs. I see the leaf here. This indicates new leaves turning. You know what I mean? Cycles ending, new leaves turning, new things coming in. So here we go. I also see this hand that says handmade. I feel like a lot of you might actually be engaging in handicrafts or somehow using your hands to create, whether it's writing, because you're typing. We have communication being huge here. So a lot of you might be sharing your voice. And think about Gemini. It's a very communicative air sign. And so I feel like a lot of you are going to be, some of you might resonate with some of these signs, Gemini, Aries, or Aquarius. But I feel like you're reaching wider audiences. You're being brave, courageous. Communication is huge. So I feel like a lot of writers, if you've been feeling like a lack of inspiration, I want to say that your ideas will be abundant. You may also yourself want to look at, what do these houses represent for you, in your chart. So like, where is Gemini in your chart? What's Aquarius? What's Aries? You know what I mean? These are the subjects too personally that may be aligned for you in terms of results. And if I think about it, let's see. Well, Jupiter is going to be in Aries as I'm recording this. It already is. It's going to retrograde back into Pisces. But I feel like, and maybe for some of you, by the way, I will point this out. For some of you, when it comes back into Aries after Pisces, or maybe around the time that it retrogrades back into Pisces, that might actually be a really good time for you. But in 6 months from now, it will be in Aries. Because it will go into Taurus next year. We also have Saturn going into Pisces as well, by the way, from Aquarius. So that might actually be supportive for you in your chart as well. Somehow will bring something good for you. But anyway, I see like perhaps social media, recognition, marketing, writing, inspiration that way. Definitely. And we have admiration, I think, here. I feel like a lot of you might be changing up your style or having a lot of nice things as well. Maybe you'll have some things that you really liked, to wear as an example. Maybe you're shopping more. Maybe you have more money to shop as well. But I do feel like feeling more beautiful generally and just more admired. Maybe in 6 months from now, some of you will literally be getting your portrait done or taking your picture. We have love and be loved, so I feel like mutuality. I also feel like we have a seahorse here, and of course, with the seahorse, we can talk about like a bit of adaptation. And I feel like for some of you, it might be that you are becoming versatile in some way. We also have live your dream. So again, that might be something you're very focused on, aligning with dreams. And we have pride and prejudice. Some of you might be really into reading around that time. In 6 months from now, or like maybe some of you are really writing a book or creating something. There's research, of course, indicated too. So there might be strong research vibes, Page of Swords, Pride and Prejudice, book as an example. Yeah, some of you might be in a strong research mode. I feel like there are two keys here. So I think there are two important changes actually for you guys. Two important doors you're unlocking that you can unlock here. And we have Abu here holding the gem. So again, maybe you're grabbing a hold of something. We also have the Nightmare Before Christmas, the Nightmare Christmas one. Damn it, I always forget this one. Honestly, I will admit I have not seen this cartoon since I was a child when it came out. I watched it with a friend of mine, but he died, and I don't know. I just never wanted to rewatch it after that. But as an adult, so I'm so fuzzy on the story. But it was like one of his favorites. Anyway. But yeah, we also have this perfume bottle, smelling sweet. Life is fragrant. Life is sweet. But yeah, definitely, I feel like a lot of you might be really creating something like handmade. Like you might be, maybe some of you are creating your own business, or again, there's that, you're doing something. Like there's creativity abounding. So I love it. I love it. So some of you might be maybe you'll be making some sort of crafty business or doing something like that. But I love this. So yeah, that is the abundance I see coming your way. And abundance in communication too. New acquaintances as well. Maybe perhaps a lot of social media communication as well for some of you. And that can be too with Pisces. It might be that you're really communicating with people who aren't next to you. Pisces can indicate that, 12th house vibe of like faraway places. People that are far away. Foreign places too. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 2. I really, really, really hope you enjoyed this reading and that you found it helpful and enticing towards the future. I hope that the 6 months from now you will find yourself blessed and happy just as you are now. I wish those blessings upon you too. But yeah, I'll see you next time. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen group number 3 here with this beautiful butterfly, this is your reading. So let's go ahead and get started. What kind of abundance will you be seeing 6 months from the time that you watch this reading? Let's find out. So we're going to start with one of Ethany's Witch's Runes, and let's see what it is. Coins, money. So I think for a lot of you, you're going to see financial abundance in the next 6 months from now, essentially. Of course, prosperity, riches, and wealth are associated with this rune. So yeah, it's like there's some sort of untapped wealth, some sort of wealth coming in here, investments, you know what I mean? Like resources coming in. So I love it. Let's see what else comes through. We have the Healing Witch. This is really fascinating because we have Virgo here. We also have the Hanged Man and Strength. I feel like for some of you, honestly, there may be blessings or abundance in healing, actually, as well. So, Virgo in the 6th house can actually talk about like debts. And so we may find that some of you are healing debts, paying off debts, letting yourself off the hook here through strength and perseverance. So some of you, like really, if you are dedicating yourself to getting rid of debts, I would say that you're going to see a lot of results in this, in 6 months from now, okay? Now with the Healing Witch, let me pull that up really quickly. Let's read, because there's a spell associated with each card as well, which I'll share with you. But let me just find it. Where are you at? I always have a hard time finding my witches here in this book. It's like one of the tougher ones. Where are you? You should be there, right? Yep, there we go. Number 5. So number 5, by the way, we have the Healing Witch reveals unfailing support and guidance, influencing your romantic heart while presenting truthful knowledge. She nurtures others with warmth and comfort. A situation that heightens your intuition and renews your willpower soon makes someone you know feel better. Your own life will be bright because you seek the light and face the sunshine. So to wish someone better, here's a spell. So for some of you, again, if you have someone in your life that's struggling, you could really try to manifest and help them. Of course, you know, I've tried to save people before, and it doesn't always work. I mean, if it's not in our will, if it's not something that is in our plans or their plans, of course there's not much we can do there. Okay, so we gotta trust the divine, you know, or whatever. It's hard, because I remember when my sister was really, when she was in the coma and stuff like that, I was like, my mom and I were doing every damn spell we could to keep her alive. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, it didn't work that way. But, you know, maybe for some of you, this can actually show that if you do have some sort of health work that you want to do, some sort of healing, maybe again wishing someone to get better in their life, this is a good time. And maybe for some of you, if you do this now and you kind of give that karma out there, and not that we do things for karmic reward, but if you put that kind of good karma out there, you know, you will see some sort of results there come back to you. I feel like there's a strong alliance in your life in 6 months from now, a strong friendship or connection. So I want to say that you feel well supported. And, you know, even just, that's from the strength card alone, but also the healing witch implied such a thing too. So I want to say that there's definitely that, you know, strong bonds here showing up. Rejuvenation, I'm really feeling too. Some of you might be in a thoughtful mode in 6 months from now with lots of good ideas. We have change. So abundance that's coming in involves change. A woman. And toil and labor. Oh, okay, toil and labor can, man, you know, this is like, I feel like a lot of you are getting out of something that felt very laborious. You know, it's like, oh, so tiring. And to me here, because that's what it's implying. We're asking about abundance. So toil and labor, like not abundance. Not abundant. I mean, you may have a lot of work. That could be possible. Maybe with this money comes some responsibility. But I think this is still looking towards the bright side of things. So I would say it implies that, you know, this would be alleviated mostly. Especially, like I said, especially if you feel that way now, because we have that change here. We have the main female. So for some of you, this may be a new woman coming into your life. For some of you, this might represent you going through changes in terms of, you know, how you're living. But the Hanged Man as well, I feel like some of you have a helper coming into your life, and who may take away some of your struggles as well. In 6 months, you might have a friend or somebody in your life that's really a good influence. We may have Virgo vibes here, actually, or somebody who works in like the health industry or something like that. You know, the healthcare or healing. That is what I'm seeing here. We have movement too. The Hanged Man, of course, implies like something more stationary or stuck, but also new perspectives. And, you know, of course, this could talk about some sort of change where you're feeling like there's not much progress as well. Let me see something really quickly. I'm going to grab one thing here. There can be a lot of clarity as well coming in about things that can help you in your life. So let's see here. We have the triple moon, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys might be in a very spiritual place as well. A lot of spiritual enlightenment 6 months from now. We have as well the festival, creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. So there might be something that you're actually really celebrating in 6 months as well, some sort of event or party. We have time to shine, creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. Nice. So some sort of opportunities coming in as well. Let me read a little bit more here. You will receive a gift. Absolutely. I love it. Look at that. You will receive a gift. Someone's going to be giving you something, actually. And we also have pleasure with a close friend. So I think that there's a friendship that's really blossoming in your life, and success coming through here too. Again, financial success for a lot of you. I think a lot of you are going to find that your finances are risen, and you're having a little bit more of a healthier situation financially, especially those who have been struggling. Archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up as well. We also have a change for the better. Beautiful. Look at that. The same butterfly. Well, kind of same, but yeah. Yeah, look at that. A change for the better in friendships and relationships in general. We also have a chain of events that will affect your life. I feel like a lot of you are making strong changes in 6 months from now. Like a lot of the changes that you're implementing and that you're going towards are like the kinds that will put you on the path in some way. I think in 6 months from now, you'll start to see there's going to be some sort of chain of events 6 months from now where you will feel that it's aligning you. I think that should be occurring in that time frame. Let me, darn it, where did I put, oh, there it is. Okay, let me grab this deck right here and see. Let's talk a little bit about the chain of events. And it may be things that have kind of, yeah, there may have been some sort of struggles that you've had in the months leading up to it. Maybe arguments, fights, problems, and so on and so forth. And you may need a little bit of a timeout, but I feel like here, this is all like any sort of problems that you've been having that have kind of been difficult, heavy, and so on and so forth. This is all for your greater enlightenment, your greater spiritual knowledge, your greater, experience level essentially. And it's like, this is all to affect your life. We have to watch out sometimes because we might be having certain things in our life that actually hold us back in some way. Whether we find the situation triggering in some way. I think triggers are going to be removed as well. Things that trigger you aren't healthy, not good for you. And this is like a gift from the universe. So please know that as you're kind of coming across the next 6 months from the time that you watch this reading, yeah, there might be certain things that kind of melt away or feel difficult, but know that they'll be alleviated, and know that these sort of things are not part of your path, and that you're going to see shifts and change, like kinks in the chain are going to be straightened out. And so when something, kind of leaves or becomes a problem or whatever, it's like, man, this is a kink in the chain. You don't need this. Like, you're going to straighten it out for you, okay? So yeah, abundance coming in again, like I said, a strong friend. The first charm, by the way, that I noticed was the best friends forever. Like, it caught my eye right away. But let's go ahead and I'm going to grab some charms now. Live your dream. Wow, this is fun. Okay, let's see. We have Nala. Nala is a beautiful friend, right? We've got the hummingbird. I think a sense of energy, of excitement. I always find hummingbirds to be so cute and sweet. We have also, and you might have somebody in your life who kind of flits in very quickly, talks fast, is energetic and happy and optimistic. And for some of you, you may be feeling that way yourself in 6 months from now as well. We have the turtle. What's funny is a turtle is kind of, slower usually. So I wonder if there might be a dynamic difference between you and somebody. We have Scorpio. And it's funny because we have a Snape, and I always thought of Snape as kind of like a Scorpio. I don't know, it was just me. But do you guys ever have that vibe off of Snape? But we can see wisdom. But Snape actually has a lot of feelings hidden under the surface as well. So we could see teaching as well, because Snape is a professor, so there might be opportunities to teach for some of you. We have recycling. Again, like I said, we might have things coming back around, but in a better way. And I also feel like sometimes you just need to recycle certain aspects of your life. two. You know what I mean? We have the love between a grandmother and granddaughter is forever. So maybe a special relationship with a grandmother coming through as well. We have the young mermaid and Nala. So we have two very like young kind of characters. So to me, this makes me think of youthfulness, excitement, joy, innocence, that sort of thing. And an tougher outer shell, right? With the turtle. And like, it's like, do you know, like on I think it was like TikTok, and they're like, I'm past this buck boy. You know what I mean? I almost feel like you guys are going to be in that energy. Like, you can't get me. And they'll have like a dog, and they'll be like running all over the place, and like they'll have that stupid clip over it where it says that. I don't get on TikTok actually, but I've seen it there, like when other people have showed me. But it's like, I feel like some of you are going to be like fast. And you're like feeling more good about your, like just good in general. Okay, we have the cameo again. We also have flowers as well. So we see 3 flowers. Again, that might be important somehow. Maybe like 3 people or 3 good things coming your way as well. Like the 3 things that you're growing that will kind of blossom. We have as well the fish, of course, talking about abundance. We have a pet paw as well, like a dog paw. So we could see maybe a relationship with an animal or a dog somehow coming through very strongly. We have the elephant, which can also, to me, imply community and loyalty and innocence. That's like a small little baby elephant. So again, another kind of younger energy coming through. Sorry, my stomach is growling, if you can hear that. It's like, time to eat. Okay. And then we have, again, that cameo. To me, this shows admiration, beauty. Again, it's depictive of a feminine energy. So for some of you, there's like a feminine friend coming through as well. So that's what I'm seeing from the charms. That was very interesting. I love doing the charms and everything kind of live, because it's really funny to see how it all kind of comes through. And again, like I said, some sort of gift coming through, a significant kind of gift for you in 6 months from now. And I feel like the universe is just really offering you opportunities. Especially, like I said, I think any sort of difficulties you've gone through have all been part of the spiritual growth process. And it's really going to be shifting. Sorry, my throat. I kind of want to get just like 2 more, a little bit more about the abundance. I might take a drink now. Hold on. We have false person, courtship, and concern. Well, one thing I want to say is if at the moment you worry about okay, I have 2 messages, like 2 of them. Just know one thing. If any sort of thing that you may have some false people, because I saw some difficulties there, like maybe in terms of like things leaving your life that aren't good. Just know that some people might, reveal themselves as somewhat false in order to align you with better prospects. And it's like, don't be too concerned about such things. For others of you, I actually, especially for those of you in love relationships, like in committed relationships, I'm kind of getting here that there could be a healing there, or somehow some sort of concerns hopefully should be unfounded, because we're talking about abundance as well. So it's kind of like, I think that if some sort of like difficulty were to be exposed, it would all be part of the greater plan, and you'd actually feel really good about it in 6 months from now. And again, if that's the case, if you've had some sort of false person in your life, recently, or in the near past, I would say that this is actually, don't worry, because you'll find new people to kind of be with around, or whatever, healthier situations, that sort of thing. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. So those are kind of the messages there in terms of, and like I said, a Virgo energy perhaps coming into your life, or maybe something along those lines. But I feel like a lot of spiritual growth here and abundance of that. And again, abundance of money and finances. Wise investments, opportunities to invest as well. You might actually have the money to invest in something by this time too. So if you've been wanting to kind of invest in something, it might be in 6 months from now you actually have something coming from it as well. You might see some results too in 6 months. Maybe if you're doing something right now, you're kind of listening to this reading, it might be like, hey, in 6 months you're going to see some stuff here in terms of what comes into your hand, in your pocket, your purse, your wallet. But yeah, so anyway, I really hope that this reading was fun and interesting for you. I really hope that it gave you some insight. I hope that a lot of you experience the healing that I see very strongly here, or your loved ones, because that's something I really do see. But I don't like to do medical stuff, so I'm not going to emphasize it too much, but I really do hope that, that would come through for you. But otherwise, I just wish you all the very, very best. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. I hope that in 6 months from now, your life is beautiful. I hope your life is beautiful now, but I really just hope that everything happens for you that's good for you. And sometimes it's always going to look like how we think good is, but you know what I mean? It all is for a greater purpose, is what I've learned over the years. It's all going to lead us somewhere, that we need to be. So just, accept what you can't change and move forward, with a faithful heart, and knowing that, what's ahead of you is always going to be, there's always hope, So anyway, lots of love to you guys. Leave a comment down below. I'd love it to hear from you guys. But otherwise, liking, subscribing helps. But I hope to see you next time. That's, what I hope to see. So lots of love to you guys. Take care. See you next time. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen group number 4, I have something funny to tell you. I actually stopped doing the reading thinking I was done. Went to go edit. I get to, the part where I'm going to edit group number 4, and I totally forgot to even record this. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, I think that, it didn't get recorded. And my husband's like, are you sure you recorded it? And I'm like, yeah. And then I came back in the room, and I still had my groups all, I hadn't put any cards away or anything like that. And I see yours here, so I'm like, what the? First of all, I'm human, I make mistakes, but I thought this was funny because maybe this is something about your energy. Maybe forgetfulness will be something that will be alleviated in 6 months, because we're looking at 6 months from now, and what kind of abundance, you'll be receiving. So we have this beautiful butterfly, you've chosen this group here. So there you go. And let's see what's coming through. So we have got the eye. The eye, and so this is Ethany's Witch's Runes. I don't think that they're currently available. If they are, I'll leave a link, but I think that they might be not made anymore. I think that they stopped making them. But the eye can talk about being watched, sneaky energy, look out. And this can talk about shit stirrers or being wary, sort of someone, watching who you trust, paying attention. So what's interesting is that you might find that you're shedding people in your life that are no good. And that's pretty funny because, holy smokes, look at, we have the old hag witch. The beautiful mask. Okay, that's number 10. We've got the 9 of Swords, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles. And we've got Uranus. So this is really interesting. We might have Uranus transits shedding you of things that are no good, is what I see. Okay, let's see. Let me read the Old Hag Witch card to you. So this says, the Old Hag Witch reveals that someone's fair face is inwardly twisted and gnarled, unable to give unconditionally her true self. Sentiments and souls are exposed, or are exposed. Being strong inwardly, you can see through a facade and are able to forgive a troublesome person's intentional or unintentional hurtful actions. But forgiveness can only go so far before you must point out out to her the damage she is doing with her friends and herself. Woo, okay, so I think that's really crazy that we have this card coming out because of the eye. That's definitely, and you know, you guys saw me shuffle in the beginning. These are what was here. I thank God I didn't put the pile away. Yeah, this is wild. Because I remember, see, that's how I know the Nine of Swords, because when I was shuffling, I remember the Nine of Swords came out second. That's why I put them, they were kind of put together opposite, but I remembered how they came out. This is definitely, you guys are shedding something. So maybe some of you are aware of this already. So well, maybe. We have a magic spell here too. To jinx an enemy's clothes. I wouldn't recommend this. There are good spells to like stop gossip, and you know, if you need any such things, I can give you those, but I wouldn't recommend cursing someone. I don't think it's helpful. And it tends to come back at us anyway, so, you know, silencing is one thing, like, you know, that kind of stuff, but I wouldn't recommend doing more than that, you know, just for myself. But, yeah, we see, it seems like in 6 months from now, your abundance is that you've rid yourself of fake people, people wearing facades. That's going to be one of the things that really comes through for you, the people that are bullshit, that aren't good for you in some way. And somehow with the Nine of Swords, this might be some sort of, you know, it might be alleviating to you in some way to get rid of negative energy. It might be that you are more focused on physical pursuits where your mind was quite tied up before. Uranus energy too shows like sudden shifts and movements. And in fact, you know, gosh, I can relate to this myself because I've been having Uranus on my North Node, you know, exactly conjunct. So it's like I feel like some of you may be going through Uranus transits. Like it could be, you know, on a personal planet, on an angle, you know, or, you know, squaring, trining, whatever, conjunct, opposition, that sort of thing. So yeah, I feel like some of you, if you go and look up your transits, you might be actually having some sort of Uranus transit. Uranus, to me, at least, this is my opinion of Uranus. I've always had, you know, I've watched my transits for past 17 years or so that I started astrology, and I've noticed Uranus transits to always be the best for me. And natally, you know, Uranus is in my 5th house, so maybe that's one of the reasons, and it tends to aspect well the other things I have through sextile and stuff like that. So natally, I don't have much problem with Uranus anyway, and I have it, you know, trining my moon. But you know, I just, like, I tell you, like, even if it's disruptive, Uranus always only breaks things that are bullshit. Like, it will literally lead you down the right path. You just gotta let it. And sometimes that can feel scary, but if there have been sudden disruptions with, like, you know, maybe where people weren't who they said they were, and somehow it's like you'll be well started over at this point. And I think that there could be a lot of innovation that was blocked within you because of this association, perhaps. But I do see money perhaps coming in too, by the way. But let me see here. I want to grab this deck here. Yeah, Uranus, unstable people as well. You know, we can talk about that. So let's see here. What kind of abundance is coming for group number 4, 6 months from the time that they watch this? We have mature woman, toil and labor, marriage. We can see connections coming through that are quite sudden and surprising. Some of you also, especially those specifically who have had a situation where maybe somebody wasn't true to you, you may find actually that that person is, you know, that revelation is something that's beneficial to you because it's actually aligning you with something better. Again, I feel a sense of renewed commitment towards something as well, but committing to the right things. We have a mature woman here as well. Kind of like curious. It could be that you yourself are mature, but I find it interesting that there's a mature woman here and a hag here. Kind of a... And you know, one thing I will say about hags, you know, I hate that word. I honestly hate that word. I'm not a big fan of that word. I feel like it's such a rude word because I think it's disrespectful to older women, whom, you know, many I admire. So I have a bad taste in my mouth when I say it. But, you know, on the other hand, with mature women, we have mature thought and oftentimes a more direct energy. Hey, I'm not going to put up with that shit. You know what I mean? It's like you see some older women and older women, and it's like the way that they embrace themselves because they're just so confident at that point that they don't care what people say. Some of you may be embodying that. You might be letting go of certain anxieties actually, and that might be part of the abundance because Uranus can bring in a lot of opportunity that's very like fluctuating quick and like, you know, lightning fast. And so some of you might be in that mode to like jump into certain commitments that need to be made without cause and concern and blah, 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 you know, like worrying so much. It's almost like, hey, you know, I'm gonna do it. That's one thing that I'm really feeling here. And I know that's kind of an interesting message for like, oh, what kind of abundance is coming for me? But I think that's going to be part of it. That you can kind of align with something without concern. Okay, let's see here. We have the Justice card. You actually, one thing that's could be abundant is you may see some justice served. You may be seeing some karma repaid. I see some money coming to you though, for sure. The Six of Pentacles, some sort of financial possibilities. Again, for some of you, marriage. Some of you might get a proposal. Gosh, I don't want to predict that for everyone, obviously. So let's take that with a grain of salt. But there may be actually some surprising good developments in love, even, and relationship. And again, I see equality. And I see, honestly, I think one of the blessings is that you may have some karma that you're going to see evident in your life, and you're going to be like, yes, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Like I was hoping they'd see the light, or I was hoping that they learn a lesson. You know? Okay, I know that's not always the best energy to be in, but I think some of you might be like kind of feeling that. And you know what? Sometimes it does feel good when you see someone get their comeuppance. So yeah. But I don't feel like you're in a vindictive energy or anything like that. I feel like a lot of you are letting go of some sort of stress, worry, anxiety, and really starting solidly new. And things are exciting in some way too. Oops, we got a card that fell down. Hold on. Let me try to get a hold of it. Spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. Love it. So we have definitely the angel looking out for you. Guides looking out for you. Tinka 5, manifesting money and income. Tinka 5, sorry. I hate when I do that. I've had such a hard time speaking lately. Like I noticed I was messing up my words a lot. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely getting some money. And water. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. So perhaps water. Purification, though. I think more so it's purification of crap in your life. I think that you will likely, you know, let go of certain people who aren't who they say they are, who might be, and I don't mean this to scare you, you know, oh shoot, where you're going to start to suspect everyone in your circle. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like most of you will probably know what this is, and if you don't, you will. And, you know, if you've chosen the right pile, of course, that's, you know, I'm just relaying the message that Spirit's giving me for this group. Okay, so if you are not intuitively like picking a group as an example, you know, this may not be your message, but I feel like most of you would have an idea. It's like the burdens are lifted and help is coming through too. So if you've been feeling very unhelped or things have been unfairly given, you might see some fairness coming in, some equality. Okay, that's another thing. You might be getting paid for something you've been really putting your effort into, that you've really been, you know, working hard toward. I do see some sort of commitment coming in, or some sort of renewal to commitment. I want to say love life looks good in 6 months for a lot of you. So that message generally, I would say that there's like good with love life. I see perhaps money coming your way, that sort of deal as well. Some mature woman might be giving you some sort of money as well. Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. Axe, forces are working against you. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are actually, we have affairs with your family. That's interesting. Maybe an older woman in your life, or There's something shocking coming your way, to be honest. We have the fair man. Someone going out of your life for the end of a situation and a period of ill health and depression. Gosh. These aren't the things necessarily that are coming. These are probably going to be the things that are remedied. I feel like there's at the end of a situation of some kind. Obviously with the casket. If by chance the fair man represents maybe someone who's a bit stubborn in terms of love, we might see a more equally balanced relationship. That could be a message for some of you, okay? In 6 months from now. And then also, but we have forces working against you, affairs with your family, a period of ill health and depression, someone going out of your life. Again, maybe if some of you are mourning, you might find that your spirits are alleviated a bit during, in 6 months you'll feel much better, or you're going to be in a better headspace, okay? I also see maybe justice happening within the family. If you felt like there's been someone stubborn kind of working against you, as an example, that person will be revealed and you're going to have more power over the situation somehow, okay? So that is what I'm seeing here. Wow, really, really weird, specific reading. I wonder how many people this is going to resonate with. You saw me shuffle. I was just like trying to do the right thing. It's really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna take some charms and we're gonna see what comes through there. Okay. So what is coming for group number 4 in 6 months? Okay, we'll stop right there. So we have the very dutiful character here, kind of highlighting loyalty and friendship and care. We also have the broken elephant. To me, elephants are a good representation of family and loyalty and community. Maybe for some of you, there's a little bit of injury, There's definitely some sort of injury. And again, with health, a period of ill health or depression, if you feel like you're going through that right now and you're feeling a little bit like you're stumbling, you can't quite get a stable, because this one, it's like I can't stand it up straight, it just falls over. So the balance isn't there. If you're feeling imbalanced, I would guarantee you're going to feel more balanced. Because we've got that justice, we've got that lover's card. Definitely feeling a more sense of fairness and balance. To where you are currently, probably, if something's kind of bugging you. We also have, let's see, who rescued who in the dog bone. So you may find that some of you are going to adopt a pet or get a pet in the next 6 months or 6 months from now. There's that possibility for some of you. Now, of course, we could talk about fighting over a bone as an example too. If there's been some sort of contention over something, greediness. Here's Abu trying to steal a jewel. Okay, so, there could be exposure of greediness as well. We have the snake. Again, the snake can be representative of something venomous. I think that's how it's going to play out in this reading, that there might be someone who's a little bit difficult for you. And here we have this daikon, again, roots. This is a root vegetable. So we're seeing deeply rooted things, family, perhaps things of that nature. We have no matter where. Let's see. What else we have here? We've got the compass. Oh, that's so interesting. A lot of you are shifting big time. I feel like, honestly, there are going to be some things that happen 6 months from now where you're going to be like, what? WTF, okay? That's what you're going to say. You're going to look back and you're like, I never thought this would be where I was at right now. Like something right now, guys, I'm telling you that your vision of 6 months from now is a lot different than what you're going to be having. Like somehow there are going to be a lot of shakeups, but it's all good because it's bringing fair. There's some sort of fairness coming your way. I really do feel like some sort of ironing out of something. Yeah, but it's so weird because we have no matter where. Don't look back. That's not where you're going. So moving on from the past as well. That rear view mirror. It's like, it always reminds me of that. This one always reminds me of that song. It's like Bye Bye by Jody Messina. It was like a country song. I grew up on a ranch, guys, doing 4-H and state fair and county fair and all that stuff. So I used to show cows. So I listened to a lot of country music. And when I was growing up, and that one was like, she sings this one line in the song, and every time I see this charm, I often think of this. It's like, I got my left foot on, or my left, okay, never mind. I guess I don't remember all the lyrics, but it's like basically I'm never looking back, and that's a fact, you know what I mean, basically. And it's like you're moving on from the crap. Like, it's anywhere's better than here is another thing I'm hearing, or anything's better than this. Like, I don't know, there's just something like you guys are going in a good direction. Some of you may be traveling. By the way, too. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. I get like that when I do these. But we have that who rescued who. So there could be evidence of loyalty, hopefully, as well. We have the heart here. So I'd like to say that, you know, there's love in your life. There's somebody who cares for you. That's one thing I'm really feeling. I do feel like you have decent people around you. We have the tulips as well. So I think that there are blossoming results in your life in 6 months from now, too. It's like, so especially all the seeds that you're planting now, you're going to start to see those blossoms and be able to pick them and enjoy them as well. So we also have the music notes. So again, in harmony to me, you know, in flow. Things are going good. You may even feel like your life needs background music, but it's like happy background music. We also have 1 cent a euro. It's like from the euros, and I got this in Finland or Italy. I can't remember where. Anyway, on one of my trips, but I put it in there a long time ago. So that's interesting because we could talk about Europe as an example. Maybe some of you will end up somehow in Europe or going or thinking about it or something along those lines. We have the key here. So again, soul things happening, soul path things, doors unlocking, you know, having the key. Important things. Of course, the key represents importance. We also have the perfume bottle, which makes me think of like, you know, sweet smelling things. Again, flowers as well, another sweet smelling thing. So I want to say that life smells sweet. And again, I think that there's good stuff. We have exploration here because we have a map in a bottle. So some of you might be discovering new opportunities, new places. I think some of you are traveling, honestly. Some of you may have long distance communication too going on at that time. Perhaps with somebody in Europe as well. What else? Yeah, I definitely, though, there's somebody, there's somebody who's not, so there's some greed here, some bad stuff, but that should be gone in 6 months from now. It will either be fixed or revealed and fixed, whatever, you know what I mean? I definitely see some money coming your way, though, too. And, let me see. Oh, wow, this ended up 21:12. I looked up at my camera. You're not going to see that on your end because I don't, I edit my videos, so they just come out with however they come out. So it won't show the same, but that is what I'm seeing for you guys. What an interesting reading. What has been going on in your life? Do you feel like this resonates? Let me know in the comments below. And I just wish you the very, very best. I'm so glad to say that you'll be free of a lot of nasty energy, okay? So I love it. Free of the nasty people or situations. Anyway, so let me know in the comments below what you thought, and I wish you the very, very best. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day wherever you are, and I hope that your next 6 months are full of blessings and happiness. And again, know that any sort of anxieties, so many good opportunities. And I feel like I said, a lot of you are really, really at that point where some of you may not even be able to see this stuff coming. It's like that Uranus stuff. It's so unpredictable. But wonderful. And again, all the fake masks coming off on a lot of people. So, lots of love, and take care, and I'll see you next time.